we got some rather unfortunate and scary news that occurred on Tuesday. So, on Tuesday, cornerback Jimmy Smith, corner for the Baltimore Ravens, him and his family were robbed at gunpoint after being followed at a Los Angeles international airport. Look, Nate, I mean, it doesn't get as scary as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be honest. It doesn't really. There's not a lot of things that get scarier than that. Fortunately, though, him and his family are safe, but unfortunately, they were robbed at gunpoint. No other details were given. And Baltimore Ravens, they made a statement. I want to say that right now. I'm going to read it, and I quote: "They said we are aware of the situation involving Jimmy Smith. We have spoken with Jimmy, and he and his family are safe." So yeah, there was a spokesman for the LA Police Department, and the LA Sheriff's Department said they were unaware of the incident and did not have any police report. The Athletic were the first people to report the incident involving Smith and his family. And a little bit of background information on Smith. I'm not going to give a lot, but he spent his entire 10-year career with the Baltimore Ravens. He was a first-round draft pick in 2011, so he does have a Super Bowl ring with that Baltimore Ravens team. And he's on a contract for 1 year, $2.5 million. So I'll start off with you, Nate. Your thoughts?
Look, man, I'm just happy to say that Jimmy Smith and his family are safe. You know what,
Absolutely.
guys? If you gotta rob somebody at gunpoint, no less, I'm just gonna say robbing in general because robbing is just stupid. You gotta be one hell of a low life. I'm telling you that right now. I don't like to call people out like that, but you gotta be a low life to do something like that. Like, and you gotta be at an even more lower point. If not only you're gonna do it with a gun, but you gotta involve their family. Look, man, if you got a beef, that's fine. You settle it out, but you don't drag anybody else in the situation. That's right.
Right.
That's like if you want to handle a fight, fine. But if you drag someone into a fight, I lose respect for you
Yeah, right.
because
And
that's
not
just
and
not right.
we're not condoning like any violence here on
Yeah,
this channel. You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? But like, you know, like personally, the way like we handle situations is like I'm just gonna say this right now before I get to my point, before I bring it back to you. But personally, me and Nate, we'd like to handle our situations in the least violent way as possible. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there are people who fight in the streets, and is that bad? Yeah, but like holding somebody at gunpoint, now come on, let's be
Yeah,
real here.
that's cowardly. And like, and yeah, I mean, I'm as big of a pacifist as you're gonna get. So like, obviously, I'm not gonna condone. Me and Mario aren't gonna condone violence because we're pacifists. It makes a lot of sense. But I'll, with me, I don't know about Mario, but with me, I'll
Yeah,
defend
see, like
myself
how
until the last
see like
resort.
in order see for me to fight, it's got to be one hell of a good reason for me to.
Yeah, yeah,
But I like honestly, and let me yeah, but like putting somebody at gunpoint,
that's
unless you
just
had a very, 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 very good reason to do it, and I don't even think there is a good reason to do it. I don't think there is really a good. There aren't many good enough reasons to do it. This is why we don't condone like gun violence, or we don't condone violence at all. If you're gonna handle your problems, do it in the least violent way as possible. But like
absolutely
I
because
have, but yeah, Nate, I completely agree with you. So
yeah,
continue.
absolutely, and yeah, like Mario said, do it in the least violent way possible because that's how stuff gets accomplished. You feel me? We
Right.
talked about it. We talked about it when the protests were occurring, or even when the riots happened in Washington. That's not how things are gonna get done. You feel me? And I say this a lot out in public. I say this a lot to the community. The reason why we're at an all time low, us as a community, we're at an all time low. It's because nobody helps each other. But you know what people do instead? They go out and start fighting each other. They join gangs. They think they rule the streets. They shoot people with their guns and hold people at gunpoint. And it affects so many people. That's why all this stuff happens. Because all these kids that grow up around it think that, oh yeah, this is cool. It ain't. You're gonna put people in danger. And that's why I think society is the way it is today. Nobody wants to stand up and be like, yo, we gotta hold hands. You feel me? We gotta be peaceful. We gotta work together as a community. No, everybody wants to shoot each other in the streets or whatever the case might be. I don't know. There's a different method of killing for everything. But look, y'all need to take this as a lesson. Y'all need to work together. All right? I don't care if you hate the person or you love them or whatever the case might be. I don't care. And obviously um this this side of me comes from me being a leader on the baseball team. Obviously, I was a lot of fights happen with teams. That it happens as a team. We all fight, but at the end of the day, we're still teammates. We're brothers or sisters. If you're females, you play on female sports. That's what we consider each other, family. That's what we gotta do out here in the streets. That's what we gotta do out here in the community. We can't be going out here and holding people at gunpoint because, oh, you know, I'm a low life and I need, or whatever the case might be. Some people rob others because they don't have anything, you know, and I feel bad for them, but obviously you don't go out and rob people. That's not how you do that. And I feel like the reason why the people that don't have anything go out and rob people is because no one, again, leads back to my point. No one helps each other. They just think that if you're not on my standard, that's it. You're not anything. That's the problem with society these days. So, you know, take this as a lesson, kid. For all you kids watching out there, for anybody really, just take this as a lesson. Just do like no guns, no violence, no none of that. Why don't you help people instead of this? And I
Right.
feel like if more people were help had more help, this stuff would happen a lot less.
Right. And let me just add on to what you say. You're done. You're finished, though, right?
Yeah,
All right, let me just add on to what you were saying. I completely agree with you, Nate, 100%. And that is one of the reasons because nobody helps people. I absolutely agree with you. Other reasons, though, and like you were mentioning, you were talking about how, like, if you got to rob someone at gunpoint, you got to be a low life. And you're absolutely 100% correct. And it's sad, but it's sad to me, like, it's sad in two different ways. It's sad that, like, you're going to stoop that low, but it's also sad that you're stooping that low. Let me clarify what I mean. It's sad that you got to stoop that low to get money, right? But it's sad that somebody is in that low hole of their own to get money. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, because here's the thing, I don't condone anything of what this man did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that Jimmy Smith and his family is safe. But I'm gonna say it right now. There's reasons why people do this. Either A, they want to act like Billy Badass, okay, when they're really not. All right, or B, they are really going through some difficult troubles. You know what I'm saying? Or they owe someone in debt. And they're going through these types of circumstances to do it because, hey, the man is probably thinking if he is going through a low point, or the man or woman, whoever it was, robbed him, they're probably thinking, look, I ain't got anything else to live for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're going through this hell of a low point, so if I get caught, I get caught. But it can only go up from here. That's probably what they're thinking. And it's a wrong way to think. It really is. Because let me tell you something. Okay, it's just thuggish. You know what I'm saying? It's just thuggish. Robbing somebody at gunpoint. It's like it's savagery. You know what I'm saying? It's not even something that you like even want to be known for. Really, like I would never want to be known for holding a man and his family at gunpoint. It's just messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to do anything. It really isn't. What? So you can get some money out the guy, woohoo, and you can pay off your debt. Cool. So what happens at the end of it when they catch you? You go into prison. That's what people don't understand is that like if they're going through a huge low point in their life, right? And they end up fixing that low point with the crime that they did, if you get caught for that crime, you go into another low point. It's like this, Nate. It's like, let me give you an example. You're going through some deep stuff in your life, right? You feel like it can't get any better. It can't get any worse from here. So you end up putting me at gunpoint and you end up robbing me, right? I suppose you put me at gunpoint and you get what you want and your life suddenly starts picking up. And then all of a sudden I end up calling the cops on you because I think that's something you should call the cops for if somebody put you at gunpoint. Suppose I call the cops on you and they find out who you are and they end up arresting you and putting you in jail. Then you're at another low point. So what did you really accomplish? You didn't accomplish anything because you put yourself back in a different hole. That's what this stuff is. And we're a sports channel. And honestly, even though this is an athlete and Jimmy Smith, this has nothing to do with sports. You know what I'm saying? This man and his family were robbed at gunpoint. It was probably one of the most scariest parts of it was probably one of the most scariest moments in their life. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine how Jimmy Smith must have felt and his family must have felt when they just had to give in and give him what he wants. Because if not, then Jimmy Smith might not be here today. But I'm glad that he is here today. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish Jimmy Smith and his family the best of luck. I really do because I don't think nobody deserves to get robbed like
absolutely.
at gunpoint. I think that has to be one of the most scariest things that somebody's had to go through. And there are people who have gone through it. I bet, like there are quite a few people who have gone through it. Being held at gunpoint, it happens. And for those people, I just want to say, like for the people that are still alive, God bless, and for the people who lost their lives through that type of stuff, may you rest in peace. But I completely agree with you, Nate. Most likely, you're either trying to be Billy Badass, which you're not, or you're trying to be or you're going through some low point in your life. But I'm gonna say it one more time so people can get the right message. If you can handle your situations without violence. That's what you got to do, and that's what we're trying to promote here too. We're not promoting no like, people fight and they fight. Absolutely, yeah. There's fist fights that are gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't control it, and a fist fight breaks out. Obvious, absolutely. very like you know what I'm saying. There are very rare occasions when like people shot someone, they had like a good excuse for it, even though shooting someone is really not a good excuse. You understand what I'm saying? But the number one reason to fix your problems is to do it non-violently. Because once you do it non-violently and you fix it there, most likely your problems are solved. That's the best. That's the best percentage out of those three scenarios that we gave you. That your problems will be solved. It's handling it non-violently. And so, with that being said, I'm just glad that Jimmy Smith and his family are okay, and I wish them the best of luck going forward in the future.